Hey, Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. I can't even speak today. You guys know how I do it. I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So today is Thursday. So Thursday, September 5th. So happy Thursday to everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. I do this daily check-in, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Talk about hospitality. Talk about the good, the bad, the sometimes challenging of hospitality. I a lot of times do it from a meetings perspective, right? Today will be no exception because I got something, something happened this morning, not to me, but to my client. So basically, it's like me, right? So, but anyway, I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Let me turn the comment section on. Feel free to make your comments. We're live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I do appreciate everybody that joins me. Thank you guys so much for taking a couple minutes out of your day to say, hey, what the heck is this Russell of Hotels? What does he have to say? What's going on with him? So no, I appreciate that. And just in case you didn't know who I was, there you go. It says it right there, Russell of Hotels. That's me. That's me. So it's kind of cool. I can just bring it in and just throw it out. You know what I mean? Did you guys even see that? But anyway, let's move on. These things don't have to be that long. And let me just make sure. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure. I know I'm live on YouTube. Let me see if it's going. If LinkedIn is going to act right today. Well, cooperate. Let's say cooperate. That's a better choice of words. Let's see. See if it's going to cooperate today. It cooperated yesterday, but normally, oh, there it goes. Okay, there you go. See, I'm good now. I'm good. Let me just make sure my sound is turned down. And you kind of like looking at yourself, right? I'm looking at myself in the camera on this screen, and then I'm looking over here at my phone, right? So that's when I know that I'm live, when I can see myself on the phone and I'm on the LinkedIn platform. So there you go. YouTube automatically pops up and tells me that I'm live on YouTube. So I don't have to necessarily look and see myself there because I get a notification. But wouldn't it be great if the other platforms gave me a notification as well? But they don't. Okay, that's just some of the things, or some of the flaws of dealing with some of these. Some of the platforms. But anyway, it still works, right? Although I don't see the notification, it's still working, so that's a good thing. So okay, so real quick, let's move to the blog because these things don't have to be that long, like I said. Okay, blog. Anything that I talk about normally is on the blog, right? So if I have a subject or a topic, you can go to my blog at russellofhotels.com, go to the blog section, hit the button, bing, and it'll pop up, right? Whatever I talked about today normally will be there. I don't know if today's going to be there today, but and you'll get what I'm talking about in a minute. So, okay, so these photos again I'm still high off of my stay or off of my experience in Milwaukee. So I'm still showing the Baird Center, which is the convention center there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 1.3 million square feet of meeting and exhibit space, just in case you didn't know that. But anyway, what is my topic for today? Let's just get to it. Most people are like chomping at the bit. But before I get to the topic, okay, this morning I get a phone call from one of my clients who has a program that started actually on Tuesday. And today's Thursday, right? So she told me that, and I'm not going to mention the name of the hotel at this point, right? Or the name of the group, but she mentioned to me that since they checked in, which was on Monday, there have been some things that have been going wrong. Okay. And she asked me, was this hotel in transition, or, have they been having some employee issues and associate issues and, a lot of turnover and things. I said, as far as I know, no, that was not the case. Although my sales contact did leave for another hotel, right? So, these things happen. So salespeople leave, but salespeople are not the ones servicing the event. So she's been there 3 days and she's already been changed. The convention services has been changed twice. Okay. So, which means that's a concern to me, right? So she was calling me for like, what should she do? What kind of recourse? And I basically, broke it down who we need to talk to, right? Let's talk to the general manager. Let's go straight to the general manager and say what's going on, because there's some issues that are beyond even the convention services person. Because like I said, I can't tell you the issues or the details that have happened at this hotel, but they're pretty severe. Okay, there's some crap that's going on there. I'll just put it like that. Um, yeah, and then so bad that at least one of their attendees has left the property. Said, "I want my money back. I'm leaving." Okay, so those are issues, right? That's a big issue. So I said, well, we need to get the general manager involved in this, and then let's move forward with that. But let's make sure we, write everything down. What's been going on? What's been happening? The conversations you've had with, the convention services person, or maybe even the staff at that point, because we need to get to the bottom of this because the program goes until Sunday. Okay, so it's not like it's over today. You know what I mean? No, the program started officially on Wednesday and goes through Sunday, but staff arrives early. Normally, for any program, if you have staff, of course, they arrive early because they got to make sure they have everything organized for their attendees before their attendees show up. So this is the case, and this is the case for this particular group. So that's what's going on. So I said we need to get to the bottom of this now. So let's arrange meetings with the general manager and hopefully there's like a powwow, the general manager, the convention services person, and whoever else needs to be involved in this. But there's some serious stuff that's going on that should not be going on, right? And there was no indication that any of this stuff would be going on because we did extensive tours and everything, say a couple of months ago. But we don't know, we can't control what's happening now or what happened in the last, week or so, right? So we're not privy to anything like that. And I'm not saying that things happened in the last week. I don't know, but there's some serious things that are going on there. And sometimes, although I'm not managing the event, this is one time I wish I would have managed this event, right? And been there to be that, the go-between between the group and the hotel. Okay, so sometimes, but that's not my call, right? It's up to the group to ask me to do that, or to basically to hire me to do that, right? And this is one of those times that I wish I was on property, but I could not be there. So, but in the future now, because we don't want stuff like this happening again, right? So in the future, maybe I have to demand that you need to have me there. You need to have someone there to manage the hotel, because if you're managing your group or your attendees and you're part of the program, it's hard to manage the hotel as well. The timiness of meals and things like that, making sure things are set the way they're supposed to. During break times, making sure they're cleaning and refreshing like they should be. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that happen during a meeting, big or small. There's things that happen, right? And sometimes you do need a dedicated person there to make sure these things happen. But there's several things that happen that no matter who was managing it, it was still going to happen. And that's the part that I wish I could share with you, but I can't share it with you right now until I get everything and make sure I know exactly everything that they're dealing with, everything that has happened, and see what the recourse for this. And maybe after it's over and said and done, I can share this stuff. But right now, it's still fluid. It's still there. They're still going on. The meeting is not over until Sunday, so I can't share a lot of stuff. But it was very upsetting to hear my client, kind of detail some of the things. It wasn't like one or two things; it's like 3 or 4 things that are going on. I'm like, well, I said to myself, holy crap! That's that's what I'm saying to myself. So I actually said more than that, but to myself. But but I'm not gonna say it here. But anyway, so those are some of the things that I woke up to this morning, right? And I'm like, oh man, but I basically said, these are things we need to do. These are people we need to talk to. And then what I did was, because I want to know if there's a common thing going on within this particular hotel, or, who else knows about this, right? So what I did was I reached out to my CVB representative. And I didn't tell them the detail. I just told them there's some issues going on. And I asked where there's some, as far as they know, are there any operational issues that are going on at this hotel, or any issues at all that you may have heard of? sometimes they hear about things and maybe they won't be as forthcoming, but I need to let them know that I know that there's some things going on there. There's some issues that need to be taken care of. So what my contact did was make sure I had all the names of like the general manager, director of sales and marketing, all the key people in leadership roles at the hotel, which I thought was great. So that way I gave that information to my client so she can know exactly who to ask for. This one thing to say, I need to talk to your general manager, but if you know your general manager is Russell Edmond, I need to talk to Russell Edmond, your general manager. Okay, I need a meeting with him. And your director of sales, who's Steve Smith, you know what I mean? And those names are examples, okay? So, that's not their real names, okay? And my name is Russell Edmond, so, okay, I just use that as an example. But those are things that, I'm glad that my CVB rep did respond to me, and pretty promptly too, and I do appreciate that. And so I want to make sure my client is there and is equipped to notify the right people. Okay, so this happens to anyone, you're doing the hotel site selection thing, make sure there's a plan of action for your client, especially if you're not there to manage that event. There's a plan of action that that if you're not getting what you need from your contact, in this case the convention services person, well, we need to escalate this up the ladder, up the chain, okay? And there's no better place to start than the general manager, because the stuff that they're dealing with is some serious stuff. And I don't know any thinking, I don't know. I've never dealt with this in a hotel when I worked on property, nor have I dealt with this as a hotel site selection person, because the stuff that's going on there is crazy. Well, this one thing, and like I said, I'm gonna share it with you. I'm gonna share it with you at another time. But anyway, let's move on. So I had to share these things because it's all about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything is not always good when we're dealing with hotel site selection. Okay, yeah, I always show you. A lot of people show you the good stuff. Oh yeah, I was in Milwaukee and we went to the Harley Davidson Museum, and oh my God, I got to meet all these people. Yeah, that's great. That's good. That's part of the deal, right? But the other part behind the scenes is the stuff that happens behind the scenes, right? The stuff that sometimes is not as glamorous as we like to portray, right? But there's always issues that can come up, right? So, and like I said, these are at the top of the issue list. This is at the top. There's two things that are at the top. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow. So that's all I could say was wow and holy crap. That's what I said. So, but anyway, we'll get to that. But yeah, so I'm showing the good stuff, but I always share the bad stuff too, right? So that's one thing about me. You're never gonna, on social media, people will show only the good stuff. They never show, oh, this happened, that happened, what led up to you having all this success and everything. Well, no, I'm going to show you everything, because it's all about the experiences, not just for me, but for my client, for the hotel. There's things that happen that people don't like to talk about. It does happen, and you have to talk about it, because you want to make sure people are aware of these things and how to handle those things, right? Get on top of it, get ahead of the issues that are going on. Don't just let them keep lingering, because one thing that you let linger can snowball, and the next thing you know, you got this avalanche, and you're like, everybody's ticked off and everybody's unhappy, and that's not what you want. You don't want that for the client. You want to address things for the hotel so they know that, hey, sometimes you got to put them on notice, like, hey, these are things that are happening. We want to make sure these things the situations get rectified, or these issues get rectified immediately, okay? And if they don't, if you're not getting, the answers that you need or the responses that you need to escalate it up the chain of command. And at the hotel, the general manager is the top dog, okay? And I'm not opposed to, if it's a company, if it's a hotel that's managed by a company, a corporate, I'm not opposed to getting, names, off property as well on the corporate ladder, if you have to escalate it to that level, okay? A lot of times we don't have to do that, but it's good to have that just in case you do. And then in your back pocket, just in case you do, and that, bam, okay, you didn't want to do this? Okay, bam, I've already taken it to the next level. Oh my God, why would you do that? Whatever. I've heard it all. But anyway, I just want to share that with you. And real quick, like I said, these things, I'm already at 15 minutes, right? Oh my God. So when do you know the conference slash show was a success, right? Okay, so I was just at Connect in Milwaukee. Okay, so I mean, I'm getting a lot of emails from people like people that do what I do, meeting planners or hotel site selection people, and they said, "Oh, it was great. It was this. It was that." But how do you really know if the show was a success? A success. But to me, it's up to that person. I mean, it's up to each individual person. Now, what's a success to me is different than what's successful for someone else. Okay, so if they had a great time, that's fine. I had a great time as well too, right? But as far as the work part, the RFP, if I hand out RFPs or if I talk to potential partners like CVB representatives or hotel representatives, if I talk to them about this is what I need from you, can you provide this if that's a proposal because I gave them an RFP, or if they told me they're going to send me additional photos or videos of their property because I can't see it, right? I'm not there yet. Because I want to share this with my clients. That's when they start sending me those things, when I get the proposal, when I get the photos and videos that they promise that they're going to send. Everybody promises the world, and sometimes they don't deliver a city. But anyway, that's when I can spell success, when they have sent me those things, when people follow up what they say they're going to do. Because during the show, everything is just fine and dandy. Oh yeah, I'm okay. I'll go ahead and send you this, and oh my God, this is great. This is a perfect piece of business for us, and all that. Okay, I hadn't heard it all, right? But send me a proposal or send me the information you say you're going to send me, and then maybe we can move forward. But if I don't get that, then the show was not a success. Okay, it was bad. It was whack. Okay, and that's not what we want, right? We don't want whack. We want success, right? So just today, and this is a good thing, right? Today, and I can't remember the young lady's name, but she called me because she was referred by her CVB partner who I met with, and she said, "Hey, I'm following up on I can't remember the CVB reps either. I'm following up with my CVB rep. Say you're interested in our property, and I think your group would be great for our hotel, blah 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 blah." And she knew all the specifics, so I didn't have to regurgitate any of that stuff, right? Regurgitate. Is that a good word? Is that a good word? I don't know. I didn't have to tell the story again. I didn't have to do the song and dance because the person I met with already had told her, right? So she knew exactly what it was. She just asked me to confirm some of like the dates and some of the space, how many people, the pattern. It's a Wednesday in, a Wednesday out on Saturday. She just wanted to confirm those things, which is great, right? So yeah, so that was good. So she actually emailed me the stuff. She contacted me first. We had a little, probably 5-10 minute conversation. And she said, "I'm gonna follow up this phone call with an email with all the stuff that you requested, the videos, the some still photos." They mentioned this pavilion, which was away from the traditional meeting space, and it was out like in the open, and it was non-traditional space, and that's exactly what my client looks for. And I'm like, okay, so she sent it to me, and it's non-traditional space. So I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. So when we get to the proposal part, then I can say, once I receive it, now it's a successful meeting. So success for me starts when people get back in their offices and they start sending things they're supposed to send. Okay, that's success to me. Success is not because I went to see Little John. Okay, that was a good time. That was entertaining. Okay, that was a byproduct of being there. Okay, but that had nothing to do with me getting my, taking care of my client. Well, you think I'm gonna go back to my client and say, "Oh yeah, well, how was your thing? Did you find any hotels for us for our group? We got something coming up in June of 25, right?" No, but Little John was there and he was great. I had a meet and greet with him. Well, how far do you think that's gonna go? Okay, so Little John ain't working at a hotel. So it was great to see him. That was entertaining. It's great to see everyone else too. But at the end of the day, It's all about follow up. Okay, so that's for salespeople to follow up with you, and it's for you to follow up with them, right? So if you were promising them things like, okay, I'll send you an RFP when I get back. I got called today, right? I got another email, and this was from Riverside CVB. Okay, so I had told her I was going to send her it because I have this specialty group, it's like a family reunion, right? And I said, let me send you this RFP because I don't know why I didn't have it with me. It wasn't in my files on my phone. For whatever reason, I didn't have it. So I told her I would send it to her when I got back to my room. Well, I didn't. Okay. So she emailed me this morning saying, hey, not saying, hey, I mean, she wasn't like that, but she was, hey, it was good seeing you, that kind of thing. Can you send me the RFP? Right? It's not for until a couple of years, like 26, right? But she wanted to get it and she wanted to send it to her hotel partners, which is great, which is fine. So I did. I said, oh, my apologies. Here it is. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. So I send that out. So sometimes even I get called on stuff, right? So maybe it was a success for her based on the amount of RFPs that she did receive, right? And maybe let's just say mine was the only one that she was waiting for, right? Well, she followed up on it, and I sent it to her, right? So it's a two-way street. We have to follow up with hotels. Hotels or CVBs have to follow up with us. We promise things. We need to make sure we follow up and fulfill that promise. Now, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do whack, 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 whack. We do a lot of talking, and when we get back to our office, when work really starts, right? Because the conferences and shows and conventions, that's not the work, okay? The work is when you get back to your office and you have to follow up and phone calls and link in with people on LinkedIn. That's another thing, right? So one thing that I always do, I go through all my business cards that I have collected, and if I don't get everyone's business card, I go off of the show list, the list of my appointments, right? So if I had 47 appointments and I only have 30 cards, well, I'm missing 17, right? So I'll go through the list on the paper, the schedule, and everyone that I met with, and I will reference it on LinkedIn because I want to connect with these people as well, right? So there'll be no reason not to communicate with people if you connect with them on LinkedIn. And one thing that I'm finding, and it could be two things, okay? And shame on the people that are doing this, okay? So if you have a LinkedIn profile and there's no photograph there, shame on you, okay? Give us a photograph there. Now, sometimes if you're not, I guess maybe connected with someone, it doesn't show the photo is there. It may not show, may show a blank avatar kind of thing. Well, I don't want to see that either, right? So make sure you're linking with people or connecting with people, and make sure you do have a photo on your LinkedIn profile. I think some people just don't have it, right? So I come across maybe 3 people out of, I don't know how many people I connected with yesterday. Let's say there's 3 out of 20. Let's just say 20 that I did yesterday that did not have it. Okay. I only remember the ones that didn't have it. I don't remember the ones that do. Okay. So please make sure if you have a LinkedIn profile, a LinkedIn page, you have a photograph there. Okay. A current photograph of you there. Okay. So there you go. So because I want to link in with everyone I meet. Okay. So, and most people have confirmed, my request to connect with them, and I thank those people for that. So, but make sure you have a photograph there, not just a blank, nothing, like an avatar kind of thing. I don't like that, and I don't think you should connect. I don't connect with anybody that doesn't have that. I'm not like, what the heck is this all about? Who does that? So anyway, so that's how. How it, when was if your conference was a success, when hotels and CVBs respond to your RFPs, right? If they do all that, then it's a success. So that's how I spell success. When CVBs and hotels respond to your RFP, okay? And like I said, we have to do that as well. We have to reciprocate and make sure if we say we have RFPs, we need to make sure we send them. Okay. just in case you didn't have it there. So there you go. That makes sense. That makes sense to you guys. I think it did. On air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about. I did that on Tuesday, or I do that every Tuesday. So if you have not checked that out, go was on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So go to those pages, and if you want to see it, the replay, you can see the replay in its entirety. Or you can go to my website, russellofhotels.com, go under podcast, bing, hit that button, and you can hear me. Audio only, okay? Or you can go to podbean.com, as you can see on the screen, and just go on air with Russell of Hotels, and you'll see it. Podbean is similar to like Spotify, just in case you did not know. But anyway, the On Air with Russell of Hotels comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock PST. So you got On Air with Russell of Hotels on Tuesday. You got Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with the daily check-in. Okay, so you got 5 days a week of me. If you like it or not, I'm there. Okay, so but like I said, I share a lot of things have to do with my experiences, and I just shared with you, some experiences of being a hotel site selection person, and when you get that call from a client that's having issues at the hotel, what do you do? How do you respond to that? What advice would you give your client at that point? So those things are important. Those things do happen. It's not the first time this has happened. It's the first time this has happened for the situations he's dealing with. I mean, I never heard of that before, but things happen, right? This is the hotel industry. The darndest things happen. So, but it's all about, keeping communication with the hotel and with your client during this time when they need you, right? And sometimes you're not on property. You're doing this via phone or via Zoom or whatever the heck you have to do it, but you got to do it, right? So there you go. So it's not over until the meeting's over, right? Your job is not over until the meeting is over. There you go. There you go. So anyway, any questions at all, feel free to email me, russell@russellofhotels.com. My website is russellofhotels.com. If you maybe you want to call me, you can. Just go russellofhotels.com, my website, and my phone number is there. So I can't tell people how to communicate with me. That's up to you. I give you the information, and you communicate with me however you want to. If you want to DM me on IG or instant message me on LinkedIn, you can. I'm on every social media platform. So however you want to communicate with me, I've had people call me on the Facebook line. Okay, they push that button. I'm like, why am I getting someone on Facebook calling me? I mean, if that's where you are, that's fine. I'm gonna answer the phone, right? So don't worry. So yeah. So however you want to communicate with me, that is perfectly fine. I'm here for all of it. But anyway, so yeah, I'm a resource, so feel free to reach out to me with any questions you may have, sales related, operations related, meeting planning related, hotel site selection related. I've worked in 14 different hotels over the last 25 years, right? So from housekeeping manager to director sales to general manager, okay, all those different positions. And there's other positions in between there. I'm just not going through all of it, right? But yeah, anything that goes down the hotel sales related thing, a lot of the things that I put on my blog are sales related functions, what salespeople should do, especially after a trade show. Because we spend all this money, and it kills me that we spend all this money, or hotels spend all this money, sending their representatives to a trade show or a conference, and those people don't follow up on who they met with. Then why'd you go? That's a lot of money to be spending, to fly you, you have a booth, you have this, you have that. That stuff adds up. And to not follow up with the people that you met with, that's a waste of money. Okay, now being a former general manager and director of sales and marketing, I held people accountable. I needed to know, give me a trip report, or no, better than a trip report, let's have a conversation about what did you do, how'd the show go, who'd you meet with, any potential RFPs out there, or did you receive any RFPs? What's the next step on some of these things? Those are things that I need to know, right? As a general manager, as a director of sales and marketing, Those are things I need to know. And I don't think sometimes we put enough emphasis on that, finding out. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't have to sit up here and say that I didn't get any responses from people that I met with. They said they're going to send me this, they're going to send me that, and I never get anything. And then when I respond to them or send emails or call them, they don't answer, they don't respond to emails. So I mean that happens all the time, right? So that's why I put that. How do I, spell success when it comes to attending a conference or a trade show? Well, the success comes from them. They have to follow up with me. If they promise me the world, sometimes they promise you the world and can't deliver a city. Have you ever heard that before? I may have mentioned that already. But but you have to hold people accountable, right? So can you send me this? You tell me this. When am I going to get that? Whatever you need to do, you need to do it, because it's all about your client, right? It's all about my client. It's not about me, but I know that I have deadlines as well. I need to get, these hotels in these particular regions RFP so they can give me proposals so I can present to my client. Because by the end of January, they're making decisions for their programs in June, September, and November. Okay, so there you go. So you say you're getting a little more today than I normally share, but I'm just spirited today for whatever reason. So anyway, that is it. Once again, I'm Russell of Hotels. Did you have my name up there? Oh, what's my name? I'm Russell of Hotels. I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I also do a show on air with Russell of Hotels. Comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And I think the show coming up is going to be show number 269. Yeah, I've done 269 shows. Believe it or not, I've done it. And like I said, they range from me talking about currently what I do, hotel site selection, but it goes to when I worked on property. But it all the things I talk about, it pulls from my experience, either from the hotel side or the hotel site selection side. But it's all about your experiences, right? Always remember, always about your experiences. And I'm not making this stuff up. I wish I could make some of this stuff up, but I can't, right? So anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day. Happy Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow because I'm doing another one. So don't worry. I'll be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah, I'm not sure what time, but it will be in the afternoon. It's normally between noon and 3 o'clock on these same platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So anyway, until tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. You're always a day away. Until until tomorrow, have a great day. And as always,